I have a teaching credential from Cal State Fullerton, multiple subject matter K through 8 and 9 through 12. I have an English Lit BA. In addition to that, I worked for, my first job was Village Way Property Management, and I worked for the Verizon Wireless call center in Irvine until 2014. I worked for Starbucks, and I worked for Apple from home, and Baker Donaldson in Memphis as desktop support, and then I was working desktop support out here for Apex Technological Solutions and Tech Systems from home.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a resume.
Right.
So today we are here in Orange County, California with Kat. Kat, are you originally from Orange County?
Not originally, but I moved here in 2001 at the age of, I believe, 19 or 20 from Memphis, Tennessee to Mission Viejo.
From where?
Memphis, Tennessee to Mission Viejo.
And what's your current living situation?
Homeless.
And how long have you been homeless?
Since the day or so after September 17th. I injured myself. I had a long-term injury. This is a full perioneal tendon tear all around my foot, as you can see. And this is going to be a bone graft eventually, but I was at a Christian domestic violence home, and I twisted this on the ice maker, and then I fell down the stairs up and back down, and they thought I was an insurance risk, and I've been trying to get arbitration, so that's how I came here. They took my daughter. Yeah, this is an old scar, and it will be a bone graft. I had hardware put in 2016. It's been hurt 3 times since, so this one is the bone graft. And this was from tripping over the baby gate and back, and I've been reaching out for arbitration, but instead I was given one night in a motel and made homeless. So that's how I got here, the Eli home.
And do you have any kind of case against that? Because that sounds like...
I've requested arbitration. Lori Galloway is the executive director. I've left 2 voicemails. I requested arbitration. I didn't know how to request it. I requested the removal of my taxes. But I think I'm trying to go ahead and ask for shelter as I wait for housing to take care of myself, my boyfriend, and my current daughter.
Yeah. Have you heard from CityNet or Bridges?
I was in CityNet when I was in an abusive pregnancy. I gave birth April 16th of this year, actually, emergency C-section. And the motel program closed, to my knowledge. I have in-home supportive services and CalWorks, but it's been tough because social services notes they made a mistake. I've never abused my daughter. I brought her into the hospital with a bradycardia. I held her through a formula change. She was kidnapped by her father, but they removed her when they knew I was going into a homeless situation, and had questions about my mental health. And I'm handling it pretty well. I did a med change while I was at Chalk at my daughter's bedside. My prescriptions were called into the Chalk pharmacy. It was a 2-week change to a medicine called Lamictal, which is a mood stabilizer for a diagnosis I had in 1995 or 97, so it's provable. And it's no question should have been asked, but they know they did this to me, and they're leaving me out here on purpose. They're aware, I told them, and they're aware, very aware of what they're doing.
So in the meantime, how do you earn money out here?
I have not been able to do much. I window wash at the gas station when it's available, but because I'm injured, I have a few things. I have deeply infiltrating gastrointestinal endometriosis. That means I had a botched Roux-en-Y in 2014 with James Pham in November.
A botched what?
Roux-en-Y, gastric bypass with James Pham in November. Surgical material was left inside of me that's traveled through my body. The admitting ED supervisor, Danielle Thomas at UCI Douglas, predetermines how she'll treat me, and most recently my paperwork was taken, which was for what I need, a small bowel resection and laparotomy, and instead it was switched back to interception, which means you can continue to CT me and discharge me. So quite a bit going on.
So you're able to survive off washing windows at the gas station?
Not really. I've been taken care of by everybody. Weed has been provided. I use meth at night. Everything I came out here with has been stolen. Literally everything. I'm on clothes that aren't mine. My phones are gone. I have no way to communicate. And all I have is what's been given to me. And people have been very kind. I received a beautiful quilt. I received a blanket. I received clothing. I received a purse. I received money on Thanksgiving when I said Happy Thanksgiving. So the people have been good. But unfortunately, I think when you get into that paranoia of what's mine, it's just kind of a circle of going through each other's things and passing it around and accusing each other of taking it. So it's hard.
Before your injury, have you ever worked like a typical 9-to-5 job?
Absolutely. I have a teaching credential from Cal State Fullerton, multiple subject matter K through 8 and 9 through 12. I have an English Lit BA. In addition to that, I worked for, my first job was Village Way Property Management, and I worked for the Verizon Wireless call call center in Irvine until 2014. I worked for Starbucks, and I worked for Apple from home, then Baker Donaldson in Memphis as desktop support, and then I was working desktop support out here for Apex Technological Solutions and Tech Systems from home.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a resume.
Right.
My goodness.
Thank you.
So what do you do with your teaching credential?
So they changed the class sizes in 2005 because I went 40 hours a week. I did all my prereqs, so 21 units a semester. Then 05 I got my credential, which was a year of school extra to schooling. And they basically changed the class sizes from 22 to 33. I was offered one long commute job, but that wouldn't have been doable with the gas prices. So it was either $100 a day, and you get called at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning. You can go even 4. You have to go to any school and just fill in. That wasn't much to do with subbing, so that's why I tried property management and then found cell tech support.
So after going through the whole teacher program, did you ever use that credential to be a teacher?
I wanted to go back, but I took the CSAT, and I'm actually not sure if it's a lifetime credential or not. If it's a lifetime, I can go back and be a teacher. If not, I'd have to take the CSAT again. But now I'm actually trying to develop a Bluetooth app with Cal State Fullerton, my alma mater, to control music. So, for example, a smartwatch takes your pulse, takes your your blood pressure, takes all those things, and you have to press like and dislike on a playlist on like Spotify. What if that could actually, based on blood pressure, control a playlist for a workout, calm you down for an anxiety attack, and actually keep you asleep? So that's something I'm trying to do. I'm kind of unlocking new things, new career choices, because it would start my daughter and I off. I get her back December 1st because of this temporary removal that cost this, and I want to secure her future.
And are you going to have housing arranged before December 1st?
Housing should be, but I don't have my phone right now, so I can't get any of my housing referrals. So I'm going ahead and going to the public library tomorrow. It's closed today. And then beyond that, I mean, I should be. Again, I'd like to ask for housing from the Christian domestic violence home that put me out. I think that's a fair arbitration. I mean, rather than asking for taxes or something, simply saying, if you can house me in a motel that has a kitchenette in the city, where it happened, or in somewhere, up and write that off somehow up until I get housing, then that's a reasonable exchange, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, being injured by an ice maker and tripping over.
Yeah, I mean, this is a
gate.
long-term injury, so I just twisted on the ice maker, and I've rolled it 3 times in my life. So the third time you roll it, it's a perioneal tendon tear, peroneal. It goes all the way around the foot. In addition, I need surgery for the plastic inside of me, and I've been unable to get it, and the cancer has spread to my uterus. And I just had a miscarriage, and I may be pregnant with the person I fell in love with because I have vanishing twin syndrome. So all in all, it's been interesting. And like I said, I have a psych consult that I take on the stand on December 1st in a trial against my ex, who should not get 8 hours with my daughter. They actively speak to him in social services. They think he's wonderful. They've said nothing good about me, no glowing reviews. And at the end of the day, not only do I have cancer, but mental health questions, I'm handling it pretty well. That does mean doing meth at night so that things don't get stolen and I don't get killed, because the Orange Police Department's put together a stalker case against me. Somebody's been stalking me. I've assumed it's my ex, but I have to do it at night, and I hate doing it. Then I calm down during the day, but you do what you have to do to survive, and I think it's reasonable. I just don't understand, except that they're doing this on purpose and allowing me to be out here because they know they made a mistake, and that doesn't seem right.
Can you get disability with all those ailments?
I have paid family leave. I went from disability. I have to get down to my doctor. I have to get a bus pass from a friend. I can't get mail here, so I have a mailing address. So once I get a bus pass, my doctor can do the physician certificate, and then I can actually go ahead and submit the part online for the paid family leave. My income as a working mom was taken. CalWorks was $8.19 a month when they took my daughter, but I'm going to get Social Security, and I have IHSS, in-home supportive services, for housing, so things are happening quickly, but it's rough when things affect it, and it's almost like the worse I got, the more things slowed down. It's almost like social services knew a timetable, isn't it? That would, they know how sick I am. They minimize my medical conditions. Last time I talked to my worker, Kendall Johnson, KJ, he hung up on me, and my PD is amazing, Sarah Beckett, but she gave me 2 t-shirts and didn't really understand that I don't have any friends and I'm out here. So I'm not asking for help, because all of this is eventually going to come back, but I will say that it's not the right thing to do to somebody when you are supposed to be family reunification. Like, how is this reunifying?
Yeah. So I'm sure it's very dangerous out here.
Yeah, it can be, especially when somebody's stalking you, your things get stolen. I've had some amazing people protect me. I certainly have been in some dicey situations. There are many gunshots. There was 22 the other night at Food for Less, literally.
What was that?
Like 22 gunshots the other night at Food for Less a couple of weeks ago. There are so many gunshots in ambulances. It's not all ODs, so it's not the safest situation, but people do try to take care of each other to an extent. I met some amazing homeless people on the path to citizenship who have all the same injuries I do, the chronic fatigue syndrome, chronic pain syndrome, most of what's common that's mistreated at the ER, and they can't even get Cal Optimal. So it's yeah.
And
you know, it's rough. My daughter's with people who are taking care of her, but you know, she belongs with me. And now with the 7-year diagnosis from the cancer I have, supposedly 7 years to live, I'm believed to be still pregnant with vanishing twin syndrome, but my surgery after this was a hysterectomy. It's a lot to think about, beating cancer and all that. And then when you have the fact that I said it's a botched surgery, they're covering a doctor's ass. James Pham did the gastric Roux-en-Y in 2014. He left plastic inside of me. As I mentioned, Danielle Matamas is the admitting ED supervisor at UCI Douglas. If it makes sense, share ourselves. A couple weeks ago, printed out an authorization for a surgery called a small bowel resection. A resection because they have to resection my small bowels. UCI, Danielle always says, she's always the doctor there, I'm going to CAT scan you and discharge you. That would be if I was intercepted or obstructed where the duodenum telescopes in. She knows I'm not. She discharges me on purpose. She predetermines my care. I went back because she kept the paperwork. I went in and refused to do the surgery that was priority urgent that day, and my doctor printed out new paperwork, and that paperwork I gave her had insurance authorization codes on the top. Now it says authorized for intussusception, so she can continue to discharge me for no reason. And that woman took the Hippocratic Oath, and that is the God's honest truth and can be proven by insurance. And she does it to many homeless people. I saw a man with spleen rupturing in the ER, and he hadn't even been taken back yet. It's not death panels, it's not crazy things. It is predeterminate care based on, are these people going to follow up? Do they actually care about their health? They are thinking they are triaging in the order of care, assuming that people won't follow up, but they're absolutely not.
so you said you might be pregnant with some kind of twin
I have
syndrome?
vanishing twin syndrome.
What kind?
A vanishing twin syndrome.
vanishing?
Vanishing
Oh,
twin
vanishing
syndrome. Yeah, you
twin
can Google it.
syndrome.
My first pregnancy was at 39. I'm 40 now, so there's always twins, and one vanishes. That means every time you're pregnant, you end up with one miscarriage and the ability to retain one baby. It's, yeah.
Interesting. Sorry you have to deal with that. My goodness.
Yeah, I had the one miscarriage, and I'm trying to hang on, but right now things are rough. But you know, it's incredibly tough, but I'm doing the best I can because my mother had a rare disease from a botched surgery as well. She passed at 52. The one thing I found out is she had a late in life pregnancy and I had a DNC, dilation and curettage, but I know she wanted to leave me a sibling because she knew she'd die early. The one thing I'd like to do, and why I'm keeping this pregnancy and being ridiculous, is if I can and I can verify I'm pregnant, I'd like to leave my daughter, because I won't make it as long as I want to, a sibling. And yeah.
And then after being homeless for the last amount of time, what's the most important lesson that you've learned?
This is the first time I've been actively homeless in my life. And what I've learned is, it's weird, but two things. There's a quote, the world is won by character, not intellect. I truly believe that. And also just the old 3 wooden crosses. It's not what you take when you leave this world behind you, it's what you leave behind you when you go. So.
And do you by chance have any social media like Facebook in case somebody...
I do. I
Cash App,
absolutely do.
okay.
Yeah, I'll give that
Or
to you.
Cash App? Okay,
Yes,
I'll let you
absolutely.
put that down there for us.
Yeah, I can do Cash App. Can you do something? Yeah, Cash
Yeah,
App.
whatever you
My
have.
Cash App is upside down by $84.
Yeah, whatever
so
you
I'll
have,
put it
we'll
down,
just
sure.
post it.
No problem. I didn't think it would be proper to add, but maybe it will be. I fell in love for the first and last time out here. I fell in love with somebody amazing, and I don't think I'll ever be in love again, but that is the biggest thing that happened to me, and that is why I'm pregnant. I haven't been just catting around, so to speak. I don't think I'll ever love again after this. It's amazing, and it's real, and it's that weird feeling that everybody always describes, so that's been the biggest bright spot. I saw my first shooting star ever in my life the other night, laying with this person, and so it's been weird, but there's a reason for everything. God has a reason for everything. Everything in God's time. It really is brought back my faith.
So how long have you been with this guy?
Goodness, since October 5th or 6th. It's been quick, but it's been the most. I mean,
That's
it's fast.
awesome.
It's slow. It's all around. It's growing and learning and bettering each other, and it's first actual love. So yeah.
Nice, good for you.
It's kind of a gift, yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank
Yay.
you. Does it have to be a Cash App I put? Or
No,
can I
just
put a
whatever you
PayPal?
have on there.
Okay, no problem.
Whatever you want to put, we'll put on the description.
Yeah.
And
Oh no, it's actually this email, sorry. Same email. The other thing I learned too is that homeless people are often denied from using the restroom. So
Oh,
when we
my
go
goodness.
places, they don't want to let you in. I have stomach cancer, and so when I went in, there was already a mess, and they only had seat liners, and I've been denied the restroom quite a bit. So I'd like to put together a bill, actually, and get it out, or proposition that allows restrooms to be accessed all across California by every homeless person, no matter what. You can use it. But if you mess it up, if you cause issues, there's either a fee, or you can do it a certain amount of times in one establishment before you're asked to leave, but it has to be verifiable. Because I think that it dehumanizes you, makes you demoralized, makes you, showers and bathrooms when you're actively denied, it makes you feel less than you are, and so there you strive to do less and get complacent, and that's not right.
yeah, that's a great idea.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
So, Kat, lastly, are you okay if we use the interview on our YouTube channel?
Absolutely, yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Kat.
You're welcome, thank you very much.